Most skinny men grow up hearing the same advice. Wear slim fit. It sounds perfectly logical. If your body is slim, your clothes should be slim too. Slim body, slim clothing. Simple match. But here's the strange part. That advice quietly makes most skinny men look even smaller. Not sharper, not cleaner, smaller. Because slim fit clothing doesn't actually build structure around the body. It simply traces the body's natural lines. And when those lines are already narrow, tracing them exaggerates that narrowness. Think about it for a second. When fabric clings tightly to a slim frame, every detail becomes visible. Narrow shoulders, thin arms, slim legs. Instead of strengthening the silhouette, the clothing highlights exactly how small the frame already is. The result isn't a sharp look, it's a fragile one. Now imagine two men with the same narrow build. The first is wearing an ultra-slim t-shirt and skinny jeans. The shirt hugs the torso, the sleeves grip the arms, and the jeans cling to the legs. The clothing follows every line of the body. From a distance, the silhouette becomes thin from top to bottom. Now look at the second version of that same man. He's wearing a structured t-shirt made from slightly heavier fabric and pants with a balanced taper. The clothing doesn't cling tightly to his frame. Instead, it holds shape around it. The difference is immediate. The shoulders appear wider, the torso looks more stable, the legs feel balanced instead of fragile. But here's the important part. Nothing about the body changed. Same height, same build, same person. Only the structure of the clothing changed. Because clothing isn't just fabric on the body, it's a tool that redraws the outline of your frame. And when that outline becomes stronger, the entire body appears stronger with it. This is where most skinny men get trapped. They assume tighter clothing automatically looks better. But tight clothing doesn't create presence. It removes the space that creates structure. And when that structure disappears, the frame shrinks visually. So the goal for a narrow build isn't tighter clothes. It's stronger silhouettes. The real problem with slim fit. Skinny men don't have a slimness problem. They have a structure problem. When a frame is naturally narrow, several things are already working against visual presence. The shoulders are smaller, the arms and legs are thinner. When slim fit clothing hugs every part of the body, it simply highlights those proportions. Instead of shaping the silhouette, it outlines it. Imagine drawing a thin stick figure with a pen. Now imagine drawing the same stick figure, but adding thickness around the shoulders and upper body. The object hasn't changed, but the second drawing appears stronger. Clothing works the same way. The human eye reads structure before it reads detail. The brain quickly scans the outline of the body and makes assumptions about stability, balance, and presence. Shoulder width, upper frame balance, silhouette stability. When those signals are weak, the brain interprets the body as smaller. Slim fit clothing often weakens those signals even further. And the first place this becomes obvious is the shirt. Mistake 1. Ultra slim shirts. The most common mistake skinny men make starts with the shirt. Ultra slim t-shirts and dress shirts cling tightly to the torso. Instead of expanding the upper frame, they compress it. Look closely at what happens. Sleeves grip tightly around thin arms. Fabric stretches across the chest. Shoulders appear narrow because the shirt follows the exact line of the body. Even when the person wearing the shirt is fit, the silhouette feels fragile. The clothing removes the illusion of width. Now compare that with a shirt made from heavier fabric. A slightly thicker cotton tee or structured knit doesn't cling the same way. Instead of collapsing around the torso, it maintains its shape. That subtle difference changes everything. The shoulders appear broader, the upper body gains visual stability, the entire frame feels stronger. And the shirt itself isn't oversized, it simply creates space around the body instead of compressing it. This is why many well-dressed men with narrow frames avoid ultra-tight shirts. They choose shirts with structure, because tight fabric follows your body. Structured fabric shapes it. Mistake 2. Skinny jeans. If slim shirts compress the upper body, skinny jeans compress the lower body. And when both halves of the frame become extremely narrow, the entire silhouette collapses inward. Skinny jeans grip the legs tightly. They remove visual weight from the lower body, making the legs appear thinner and more fragile. This creates a proportion problem. When the legs appear extremely thin, the rest of the body suddenly looks smaller as well. The entire frame loses balance. Instead of a stable silhouette, the body becomes a narrow vertical line. Now compare that with pants that use controlled taper. A slightly wider thigh area allows the fabric to fall naturally instead of clinging to the leg. The taper toward the ankle still keeps the silhouette clean, but the overall shape feels stronger. The difference might only be a few centimeters of fabric, but visually it's significant. The legs appear more balanced, the frame feels stable, the silhouette gains presence. This is why stylists often recommend tapered or straight fits for narrow frames. Not because they add bulk, but because they restore proportion. Clothing should support the body's structure, not exaggerate its weaknesses. Mistake 3. Narrow layering. Another mistake skinny men make involves layering. Layering can be one of the most powerful tools for shaping a silhouette, but many men layer slim pieces on top of slim pieces. Slim t-shirt, slim jacket, skinny jeans. Every layer follows the exact same narrow outline. Instead of building structure, the layers repeat the same silhouette again and again. This is where structured layering changes everything. Overshirts, lightweight jackets, structured knitwear. These pieces add subtle width to the upper frame. They create dimension around the shoulders and chest while the lower body remains balanced. The result is a silhouette that feels wider at the top and stable through the legs. That slight expansion changes how the entire body is perceived. The frame gains presence, not through bulk, but through proportion. The structural fix. If you have a narrow frame, the goal isn't to make clothing tighter. The goal is to make the silhouette stronger. That means avoiding ultra-tight shirts that cling to the torso, choosing fabrics that hold shape rather than collapse, replacing skinny jeans with pants that use controlled taper, and using structured layers to add dimension to the upper body. None of these adjustments change your body. They change the outline your clothing creates around it, and that outline is what the brain reads first. If you're skinny, avoid ultra-slim t-shirts that cling to the torso, skinny jeans that compress the legs, layering pieces that all follow the same narrow silhouette. Instead, focus on structure, because structure builds presence, not tightness. Most men believe tighter clothes automatically look sharper, but clothing isn't about how closely it follows the body, it's about how clearly it defines the frame. And for narrow builds, the strongest silhouettes are the ones that add structure rather than remove it. If you want to understand how clothing shapes perception, not just fashion trends, subscribe. On this channel, we break down how proportion, structure, and silhouette quietly control presence.